What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be upgrading my brakes on my 370Z Nismo. If you guys don't know, I've had the vehicle for about 8 years and I don't think the brakes have ever been upgraded. I was driving it the other day and I noticed that the brakes were it was kind of making like a scratching noise or a very loud noise. So I think the brakes are due to be changed. We're going to be upgrading the rotors, the brake pads, and the stainless steel brake lines, and also bleeding the brakes. I've never done this before. I've seen a lot of videos though. It doesn't seem very hard to do. It might just take a while because it's only going to be me. So let's get to it. Let's jack up the vehicle, take off the wheels, and if you guys haven't noticed, I am wearing a new mic, so hopefully the audio is a lot better. So let's get to it. Also, my impact gun, the battery is dead, so I have to do all this manually. So let's get to it. I don't want to be out here too long. It is hot, so let's go. 1, 2. Hi,
Daddy.
Hi. Did you have a good nap?
Yeah. I'm sweating.
You're sweating?
Yeah.
You're gonna sweat out here.
The thing's moving.
Yeah, Daddy's taking off the wheels. As you guys can see, my son's up. He's gonna be hanging out with us for a little bit. Yeah, having my impact gun would be nice right now because this is not the move. But we're almost done. Not sure if I ever mentioned this, but this happened to my front bumper and it's pretty messed up. I was taking it off the trailer, off the U-Haul when the clutch went out. This was stuck on the U-Haul and I didn't know, and as I reversed, it like ripped off the paint as well as the bumper a little bit. Hopefully I can get that fixed. I got a quote for like 800 bucks, so I might just do that because I hate looking at that. And yeah, let's get the wheels off, jack it up, and get straight to the brakes. Guys, look what showed up. Y'all thought I was playing. I was not playing. I did order a battery for my impact gun and I'm glad it's here. So I'm gonna put it on the charger and hopefully it charges pretty quick and we can get this done a lot faster. Finally got off all the wheels and spacers off of the Z. Now we're gonna install everything that comes with the upgrade brake kit, starting off with the rotors and brake pads and then going on to the stainless steel brake lines and bleeding the brakes. You do not want to install the stainless steel brake lines first and bleed before you put on the new pads and rotors because your pistons aren't going to be compressed the way they should be with new brake pads. I'm pretty sure these brake pads are pretty much cooked and down to like probably the bare metal. And I'm going to show you guys the rotors, but we're going to unbox everything, show you guys what I have. Should be pretty fast. I've never done it, but I always say it's not gonna take that long and it ends up taking forever. The rotors are actually super heavy. I did not go with the lightweight. I just went with these are the drilled and slotted. These are extremely heavy, but eventually I'll probably upgrade to the lightweight one. Oh, look at that. It's bigger than my face. Super heavy. They look nice though.
Okay, what's it doing?
I'm installing the brakes.
Brakes?
Yeah, I have to fix them. Look, these are old.
Yeah, these sold.
Yeah, these look better, right?
Yeah.
Way better.
That's dirty.
That's dirty. These are clean.
This is clean.
Yeah. Yeah, so these are definitely the rears. Still pretty massive. They're not as heavy as the fronts, but these look really good. And I'm glad I went with the drilled and slotted because these look crazy. So for the brake pads, we are going with the Posi Quiet brake pads. I saw good reviews on them. I opted into these instead of the Z1 brake pads. I feel like this is such a needed upgrade for the Z because I don't think the brakes have ever been changed, and these are gonna make the braking a lot better. This should be the brake fluid and all the other stuff in here. Whoa. We're going with the Moto brake fluid. I saw a lot of good reviews on these, so the dot 5.1. We also got some brake hardware. Might as well just change everything out and make everything nice and new. Also, and these are the stainless steel brake lines that I'm gonna be installing. That's pretty much everything from Z1. On Amazon, I bought this liter bottle to catch all brake fluid when I go ahead and flush the brake fluid. This is a compressor for the pistons, because you do have to press the pistons all the way back in to get the new brakes to fit, the new brake pads to fit. If you don't have another person to help you out with the brakes, this makes bleeding the brakes a lot easier. You don't have to buy this, but I would recommend it if you're doing it by yourself. And this is the Power Bleeder by Motive. It helps you bleed the brakes, so you don't have to have a second person pumping on the brakes, and you can just use this. I'll show you guys how to use it. It looks pretty easy. Never used it, but from what I've seen online, it looks pretty straightforward. So that is everything I think I'm going to need for this. If anything pops up, then this is gonna take a couple of days, or I can go to AutoZone or something and pick something up. But this should be everything I need to swap out my brakes and do the whole install. So let's get straight to it. First, we're gonna do the rotors and the brake pads. I'm gonna start off with the rear because I think those are gonna be a lot easier than the fronts. So let's go. The first thing we're gonna have to do is remove the rotor. We gotta take off the calipers. So let me double check it's a 22. If not, it might be like a 19 or 20, but let me check real quick. Blast it with some WD-40 because I do not want to strip these. I really hope these bolts are not too rusted on because that's gonna be a huge issue. I'm gonna go around and do it to all the wheels just so they're ready by the time I come around. So it's like no space in here. Why do I do this stuff to myself? Rah! And this is how I get hurt. I have no leverage! These are harder than I thought. I feel defeated. I cannot take those bolts off to take off the caliper. I've tried everything and my impact gun actually does not fit in there, so it is not helpful at all. I don't know what else to do, but keep trying. So here we go. There's no way, bruh. Let's see if I can do the fronts. Apparently the fronts are 22s. A lot easier to get to and work with if you're able to turn it, but let's get this off. That one came off. There is no way to get to this bolt right here. So what looks like I'm going to have to do is take this bracket off, which holds all the brake lines. So I'm gonna take this off so I'm able to get to this bolt right here. And then we should be able to take off the caliper. It should come right off. I don't want the caliper to fall. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Easy peasy. Now, I just gotta get this in. Alright. Oh. So now we should be able to take off the rotor. I have the caliper zip tied onto the strut right there. And hopefully it's easy to get off because it's been 2012, over 10 years, 13 years. Probably this has not been taken off. There we go. Get this crusty rotor. Holy moly. Look at this. Just rust. This thing is so heavy. Not sure how you're able to see if a rotor is bad, but from what it looks like it's pretty bad. Like the surface of the rotor looks pretty bad. So I'm glad we're getting this switched out to a nicer drilled and slotted rotor. Let's look at the difference between the new one and the old OEM crusty one. Taking these all day. So I'm just gonna go with the wire brush and kind of just clean the surface of the hub because this thing is pretty rusty, and why not, just to make it a nice even surface. Also saw you can put a little layer of anti-seize so it doesn't get stuck on there, and I believe I still have some. I have some of this anti-seize lubricant still from, I believe, from when I used it on my my spacers. So I'm just gonna put a small layer on this. So next time these rotors are switched out, it can be nice and smooth. I believe this is the driver front rotor. Put this on, and then I'm gonna see. Oh my. Alright, so from what I understand for the rotors, they're not labeled, so I had to look it up real quick because I did not want to put these brakes or these rotors on incorrectly. But from what I understand, the bottom of the slot should be going into the brake first, and then if you have the top portion of the slot going towards the back, then you have the correct rotor on there. So it looks like I have it on there. If I don't, let me know in the comments, but this should be the right way to identify which rotor goes where. So the bottom should be going into the brake first, and then the top of the slot should be going towards the back of the vehicle. What I'm gonna do next is put the lug nuts back on to the rotor just to hold it in place, because we do have to put on the caliper. Now we're gonna move on to the brake pads. I believe the first thing we have to do is take off these little pins that are on there. Let me get a needle nose. So I just had to rotate it a little bit, and these pins come right out. We're gonna be replacing all these pins and this whole bracket basically, so that's gonna be nice. Don't need these. Got a little flat head. Should just be able to push this out. Maybe. I don't like how this is swinging, man. Guys, so I just took off the brake pads and look at these. There's absolutely no brake left in these. This one looks alright, but still pretty worn. I'm pretty sure it hasn't been changed in like, what, 13 years since the car came out. But this one is definitely like completely gone. So glad we're switching over. I'm gonna show you a comparison because this is insane. I was driving with brakes like this. Don't be like me. Change out your brakes. If you buy these brake pads, make sure you do not buy Z1's hardware kit, because it literally comes with the brake pads, and I'm so upset I bought those because I can't return them. I opened them, but yeah, just so you guys know, do not buy it. But I want to show you guys a brake comparison because this is insane. This is how a brake should look like brand new, you know, all that pad. And we were literally driving around with this. Literally no pad left on this brake pad, which is insane. All you see is metal, and that's what I was hearing that was rubbing against the rotor. So these are a huge upgrade and a huge must for the 370Z. I'm so glad we're upgrading because that's insane. There's literally nothing left to this brake pad compared to this. I just realized that this compression tool is not for this vehicle. This is more for the calipers that open up and you're able to compress it while it's open. With these calipers, they don't open up, so I need a different compression tool. I can do this the complete wrong way and mess up the rotors and kind of dent them, but I don't want to do that. That's when you kind of pry it in, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess up the rotors. That's where I'm at now. While I was thinking of what to do, I went into the rear to try to take off the calipers there, and I was able to maneuver the impact gun a certain way, and I was able to get both bolts off. So now the caliper is off. We're gonna put in the rotor on the rear, take off the brake pads out of the rear, and hopefully that gets here in time where I can kind of install it tomorrow and just kind of go through and do all the wheels. As of now, I don't want to mess up the rotors. I don't want to do it the wrong way. So I'm gonna wait for that tool, and yeah, let me show you the rear real quick. So as you can see, the caliper is completely off of the rotor. I was able to maneuver this in the rear to get these bolts off. So that was a success. Now I'm able to remove this rotor and take off the brake pads in the rear and see how those look. But besides that, I can't really do much without the compression tool. So we're gonna have to hold off. The Z is gonna stay like this. I don't know how long, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna take off this rotor, install the new one, and see how it looks. I was cleaning up, I found these clamps, and these are gonna work and do the trick to compress the calipers. I just tried it on with the old pad and compressed it, and it works. So we're gonna get all the pistons compressed, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do it, because this is an easy way to do it, and you're gonna save a ton of money, because the one I need is about like 80 bucks. There are some $20 ones on Amazon, but I don't want to wait. So this is a good alternative if you have clamps. I'm gonna show you real quick, and it should be an easy fix. Damn, these aren't compressed at all. There it goes. Let's go, man. I'm so glad I found these. Bam. So all the pistons are compressed. That was a lifesaver right there. It is currently the next day. I decided to call it quits last night because as I was gonna put the pads on, I realized I should probably put some brake grease on the back of the pads and on some of the parts on the pads, so it's easier to slide in and we have less noise later down the road with the brakes. And then also I got some thread locker for the caliper bolts and all the other bolts. So I'm gonna add the pads onto the front, and then we're gonna move on to the rear. Then after that, I'm gonna do the other side, and the rotors and brake pads should be good to go. So we're all done with the front. We got the rotor in, both of the pads in, and the new hardware for the brakes. So now I'm just gonna torque down the back. The fronts are gonna be 98 foot-pounds, and then the rear is 62 foot-pounds. So we're gonna torque these down, and then that should be good for the fronts. Let's go. 98. 98. Now we're moving on to the rear. I could not get this caliper off yesterday, so we're gonna try to bang it as hard as we can. And I did put some WD-40 in the back, so maybe that helped out. It's getting loose. Sorry, it's 10 o'clock, paintbrush. Why is this not coming out? I'm missing something? Maybe because the... Can't be because the brake's on, huh? Okay. Make sure your parking brake is not on. Wow. Alright. Rookie move, rookie move. Should be the driver's side. Rotor. Gonna go in. Just like, where is it? There we go. So remember, the bottom is gonna enter the brake, and then the slided part is towards the rear of the car. Also, don't forget to take off this rubber cap that's on the old rotor so you can put it onto the new one. I feel like the rears are gonna be a lot harder to take off the pads just because you can't rotate it. Alright, let's get the pin out. Jesus Christ, come on. Got one pin. Come on. Ah, got it. Alright.
You here.
You here?
No, you here.
What am I doing?
Let's take this one off.
Yeah, I gotta take the brakes off, the brake pads.
This one.
I'm taking off the brakes.
The brake.
I gotta take off this pin.
It's waiting. No Jeep, Daddy.
No Jeep.
No Jeep. Daddy, you sweaty, Daddy. I felt you.
You what?
I felt you.
Oh, you felt me? You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm hot.
Yeah, you hot. Daddy, what's you doing?
I'm trying to
Say,
take...
what's in there?
Huh.
What's in there? What's in there?
This one. What's you doing?
Trying to take this off. There we go. Ah. God, these pins are so hard to get off. That so rusted on there. There we go. Finally, oh my gosh. I forgot to put the anti-seize and clean off the hub. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Put this back on. There we go. That's good. I'm just gonna compress the piston on this caliper. I'm just gonna do it the same way we did it to the front. So glad I found this because this is a lifesaver. Slide back in here. If you hear someone coughing, that's my son. I have him on our little camera. He's taking a nap, so luckily he's able to take a nap. So I can try to keep moving on with this. Remember, if you're upgrading your brakes, make sure you don't buy Z1's hardware because these brake pads actually come with the hardware, so save yourself some money. Now we just gotta tighten the caliper bolts in there. So that's going to be it for the rotors on the driver's side. I'm going to do the passenger side. I don't want to bore you guys to death, so I'm going to do that one. Hopefully super quick, and then we can move on to the stainless steel brake lines. But as far as installing these, it's not bad. You just need the right and proper tools. So let's move on to the other side, and hopefully we can get the bleeding done today because I want to take this for a drive. It finally got sunny. It stopped raining, so we'll be able to test out the brakes and hopefully the brakes work. So we're all done with the driver's side, and let's move on to the passenger side. Guys, I swear there's always something that comes up, and this by far beats every single situation I've been in, because the pins that are on the caliper, it looks like they're welded on, like a little tack weld. This is unbelievable. So I noticed there wasn't the pin that holds the this rod from like spinning and stuff. And as I was looking, I saw this little thing right here, and it looks like it was welded on. I don't know why they would do that, because now I can't even take off those pins. I can't take out the pins. I have to like Dremel it out. I don't know if I have a Dremel to cut that little tack weld out, but that is a situation. I swear something always comes up with this car, and I can't take it out. And this side too. I'm pretty sure the top right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, I think they welded this on. I don't know why, bro. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I don't even know how to remove that. I'm gonna see if I have a Dremel and I can kind of shave that off. I don't know if that's gonna work. I know I probably need heat, and I don't have like a torch or anything. Maybe a lighter, but I don't think that's gonna get it hot enough. So I'm trying to figure this out. It's always something, bro. It's always something. This has been a nightmare, and I finally able to move this, and it's coming right out. I had to break the hardware bracket that was in here. I had to break it off and kind of shave down all the way to the caliper, and I'm not sure if I should leave this like this because I feel like it's gonna rust, but please let me know if I should hit this with like some primer or some paint just in case, so it doesn't rust. This has been a nightmare. I don't know who had this before me, but whoever tacked these on, your mama's a hoe. And then I'm just using these vice grips to get a better grip on these, because my grip ain't that strong. And it's working like magic. I thought I was gonna have to take this caliper to like a shop or something. I mean, I haven't even done the top, but it's not looking like I have to take it. Or have to buy a new caliper, which I did not want to do. Also, as you guys saw, I did have to purchase a Dremel. I had it Ubered to my house because I did not want to pick it up. Kind of just wanted to keep going and then come back to this. And that's what helped me cut off the end of this pin, whatever you want to call it. And then I was able to kind of smooth it down all the way to the caliper where you see the bolt, but now it's not even coming out. So I got the bottom pin out. Now I'm not sure if the top one is even gonna move, but as you can see, I shaved it down all the way to the bottom. So let's see if this one, please. Is it turning? Not turning. I might have to shave this one down more. I don't know if I should be doing this, but it's the only way to get it out, and yeah. Guys, it's turning. It's turning. Let's go. my back, bro. Holy moly. Woo. Oh. Oh. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, I'm about to sleep good. Guys, I think that is gonna be it for today. It is 5:33 and I have to get ready for work tomorrow and eat dinner and just spend time with my family. So I'm gonna pick this up probably on Friday night or Saturday. As far as everything's installed with the pads, the new rotors. The only thing I have to do is just bleed the brakes and add the stainless steel brake lines. So I'm just cleaning up right now. It was this beat my ass so bad, especially the rear. I would have been done hours ago if the rear didn't have that tack or weld, whatever, the tack weld on there. I would have been done a long time ago. I wish I had tomorrow off, but I do not. So I'm gonna finish cleaning up and then head inside. Hopefully I can pick this back up soon, and I'll see you guys whenever that is and pick up the video. See you guys.